Hare Krishna. Today, Balaram Shakti Prabhu is not able to take session, so we will continue with Prabhupada Purport reading session. So we are seeing how Prithvi Maharaj is trying to instruct his subjects, and the main instruction he is trying to give is he is inspiring them to follow Dharma. So he is engaging them according to their Varna and Ashrama. That is the most important thing. Here we have discussed also. Any king who does not teach his citizens about their respective duty in terms of Varna Ashrama, but to simply extol tolls and taxes from them, is liable to suffer. So this is what is this is actually very important understanding. So even parents or anybody who are taking responsibility, there are people under them. The most important responsibility is to see them that they are properly engaged in terms of their mind, in terms of their emotional needs and everything. That should be the way to protect anyone. Actually, protection is of mind more, right? Because mind should be satisfied. If mind is not satisfied, then it will go for sense gratification. Why many people are doing sense gratification now is because their minds are completely disturbed. They are completely become zombies. But when we do this properly, then they are protected. So Pitamara starts with this, that uh, this is he is trying to he is taking the blessings of the noble souls, and he is telling, by the grace of Lord, I carry this rule to protect the citizens. And then he says how he is going to protect, by giving them proper engagements. That's what he says. And then he says, now to the citizens. So he told about the demigods and everybody, you please cooperate, everything will be nice. Now he's telling to the citizens that it is benefiting for you also and for the king also. For the welfare of your king, you should execute your duties properly. And by doing so, you will protect your own interests. So this is, and you will bestow mercy upon your king for his welfare after death. So if somebody is doing their responsibility, they are given protection by the Supreme Lord. And that is actually, then Lord will be very pleased because we are working selflessly for benefiting others. Lord will be pleased. We may look like, okay, I am losing something because by giving time and energy to somebody, we may lose our personal things, but the blessing is also there for it. So nothing goes in vain. If we are giving, we are getting also all the time. So, and it should be done in the proper spirit. Like parents, they are taking care, they are taking responsibility of children. Lord will be very pleased. When he will be pleased, when the parents are trying to give them Krishna consciousness, trying to give them properly, making them help control their mind and senses, then Lord will be very pleased with them. They are going to get so much blessings. But if they are not able to, uh, actually, this is a full-time job. It's not a part-time job. Nowadays, what is happening is they have to work also because the situation is like that. That's why they are not getting full benefit. Anyway, so I request all the pure-hearted demigods, forefathers, saint-lovers to support my proposal. So then you are the doer, the director, and its supporter. Everybody gets benefited. Then he tells a very important thing that, uh, my dear respectful ladies and gentlemen, according to authoritative statement, Shastras, there must be a superior authority. This is a very important instruction. Nothing happens by chance. So we discussed this point. In this world, things are very organized. Many things are organized. Of course, there is chaos also, but if you see, some organization is definitely there. Second point we should remember is it is not happening according to my way. Something is organized, but not according to what I want. The third thing we should then will understand is that that means there must be somebody else according to whom things are happening. That is the most important thing. So here there must be superior authority who is able to award the respective benefits of our present activities. Otherwise, why should there be a person who is unusually beautiful and powerful and both in this life and next life? So here the 3 points. First is things in this world are organized. And second is not according to my will. That means there should be some other. So who is this? This is Supreme Lord. That's what actually here superior authority is there. So if we know this, that there is somebody, we will start cooperating with him instead of fighting against him. This is the mistake people do. We start questioning the Supreme Lord. We start arguing and fighting and all these things that happens. But we should know I cannot fight with him and argue. I just have to cooperate with him. This is the most important uh, instruction. We should not fight with the Lord. We should cooperate with the Lord. And we should not question him. We should not judge him. We should not become agnostic towards him. All these things are very important. Like when Gandhari lost all her sons, she immediately cursed Krishna. When Kunti lost all her grandchildren and everybody, Kunti Maharani did not say anything. Draupadi, when she lost her children, she didn't say anything to the Lord, but instead they surrendered to the Lord. So this is actually a difference. So when instead of going against Lord's will, because everything happens according to His will, we cooperate with Him. That is the most important thing. So here Prithu Maharaj is trying to prove that there is an authority, please follow it. And this is what he is explaining, and we discussed this very elaborately. The highest, and we by performing duty, we can understand the Supreme Lord. And then Prithu Maharaj is telling, see, if you do your duty properly, you will understand that there is Supreme Person. That's why there is Varnashrama, to help people get a state of mind where they can understand the Supreme Lord. And then he cites the example of other great personalities. We were discussing that the greatest, we can never pay, why we should be so grateful to Guru, because we cannot pay. He is giving transcendental knowledge, which is helping us to come out of this material existence. There is no other way we can come out of this material existence other than the transcendental, what do you say, the transcendental knowledge. And whoever is giving us transcendental knowledge, we should be grateful to them, because uh, otherwise we'll get stuck up. Materially, so many people do so many things, but spiritually, we should be very grateful, especially to our spiritual master, Chakshudhan Diloje, Janme Janme. So we discussed. So here, authority is there. Why is spiritual master so special? Because he's he's working on searching for the truth. He's showing by his example, and then he is also helping us understand it by his instructions and by his example. So both things are there. And then we discussed all the abominable persons like my father Venath, the grandson of death personified, are bewildered on the path of religion. All the great personalities like those mentioned agree that in this world, the the only bestower of benediction of religion or dharma or the kam moksha or liberation or heavenly planets is Supreme Lord. So only bestower of benediction is Supreme Lord. There is nobody else who can help us. So only person who can give this thing, the bestower of benediction is Supreme Lord. So this should be very clear. And so here Prithumar is trying to prove this point for uh, even this is a very nice purport also. How nothing actually is in our control. So by satisfying. So in other words, he was an atheist. So here Vena was atheist, and Maharaj Prithu, he is trying to consider King Vena's character abominable because Vena was foolish regarding the execution of religious performances. So Prabhupada is giving some nice logical points here. Atheists are of the opinion that there is no need to accept the authority of Supreme Lord to be successful in all these religious economic. According to them, dharma or religious principles are meant to establish an imaginary God to encourage one to be moral. So this is their first argument. So their first argument is dharma is to establish a imaginary God to encourage one to be moral, honest, and just so that social order may be maintained in peace and tranquility. We were discussing this many times that in French Revolution, they said there is no need of God. So they removed God from the society. But then the government saw that to control the citizens became very difficult. So then again they introduced God because they understood that it is impossible to control. When people have fear for God, then they stop doing mistake. So this is the understanding they have. They say that you need to establish an imaginary God to encourage one to become moral, honest, and just so that the social order may be maintained in peace and tranquility. So even that is the point what they feel that okay, we should keep some morality and all these things in the society so that people remain people can be controlled. So their purpose of all these things is to control only. So which is anyway not going to work. So furthermore, they say that actually there is no need to accept God for this purpose. But if one follows the principles of morality and honesty, that is sufficient. So this is their argument. Then Prabhupada says, okay. And then they say similarly, if one makes nice plans and work very hard for economic development, automatically results of economic development comes. So why you need? Just work hard, you get your result. And just you, what do you say, just morality is followed, then why you need God? And then they say, okay, and for if one similarly, sense gratification also does not depend on mercy of Supreme Lord. For if one earns enough money by any progress, one will have sufficient opportunity for sense gratification, right? So you have money, you enjoy. Why you need Supreme Lord? So in terms of dharma, you don't need Supreme Lord. In terms of artha, you don't need Supreme Lord. In terms of kama, you don't need Supreme Lord. So that is their point. You don't need Supreme Lord in any of these cases. Insofar as liberation is concerned, they say that there is no need to talk about liberation because after death everything is finished. Moksha is also not needed. So Prabhupada is saying these are the arguments they do for dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You don't need Supreme Lord only, right? Now, Prabhupada is saying, Prithu Maharaj, however, did not accept the authority of such atheists headed by his father, who was the grandson of death personified. Generally, a daughter inherits the qualities of her father, and a son gets the quality of his mother. Thus, Mrityu's daughter Suniti got all the qualities of her father, and Vena inherited the qualities of his mother. A person who is always subjected to the rules and regulations of repeated birth and death cannot accommodate anything beyond materialistic ideas. So, of course, we cannot blame the father of Suniti or Vena. Sorry, we cannot blame the what do you say Mrityu, because they are actually the death personified. We cannot blame because these people are also having their own karma. Na? So that's why they became his children. Vena became the son of Suniti because of his karma. So Suniti may say, I didn't give it, he took it, like that. So since King Vena was such a man, he did not believe in the existence of God. Modern civilization agree with the principles of King Vena, but factually, if we scrutinizingly study all the conditions of religion, economic development, sense gratification, we must accept the principle of authority of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the problem part. Now, what solutions Prabhupada is telling you? See, according to Vedic literature. So the problem is the problem for statement is that why I need for economic development, why I need Lord only. Dharma is not needed only. Just be moral. You don't need God to be dharma. Just you work hard, you will get your money. And if you have money, you can anyway enjoy sense gratification. And why are you talking about liberation? Who knows what happens after death? So this is the problem statement. Now, what is the solution? Prabhupada says that according to Vedic religion, religions consist only of codes of laws given by God. If one does not accept the authority of Supreme Lord in a matter of religion and morality, one must explain why two persons of the same moral standard achieve different results. This is the first argument Prabhupada is telling. So, why two persons of the same moral standard achieve different results? So, this is the point. It should be same only. Now, in general, it is generally found that even if two men have the same moral standards of ethics, honesty, and morality, their positions are still not same. So, even they are having morality, it is not same. That means there should be somebody who is deciding. So, who is deciding this? So, this is the point. So, their positions are not still same, even though they're same moral standards. Similarly, in economic development, it is seen that if two men work very hard day and night, still the results are not same. This is also one person may enjoy great opulence even without even working, whereas another person, although working very hard, does not even get two sufficient meals a day. So even if you work, economic development results are not same. You work hard also, you are not getting. So that is our argument Prabhupada is giving. Now, similarly, in the matter of sense gratification, so dharma you follow, you are not getting same. Same, okay, with artha, that is also not happening. You work hard. Similarly, in matter of sense gratification, sometimes one who has sufficient food is still not happy in his family. Affairs are sometimes is not even married. Whereas another person, even though not economically well off, has the greatest opportunity for sense gratification. So, and Prabhupada is telling even an animal like a dog or a hog may have greater opportunity for sense gratification than a human being. So, aside from liberation, even if we consider only the preliminary necessities of life, dharma, artha, kama. So, this is so. Therefore, it is must be accepted that there is someone who determines the different standards. So, this is the most important thing. So it must be accepted that there is someone who determines the different standards. In conclusion, not only for liberation must one depend on the Lord, but even for ordinary necessities in material world. Prithu Maharaj therefore indicated that in spite of having rich parents, children are sometimes not happy. Similarly, in spite of valuable medicines administered by complete uh, physician, sometimes a patient dies, or in spite of having a big safe board, sometimes a man drowns. Balasya neha sharano pitaro nirsimha. This is the shloka. We may thus struggle to counteract impediments offered by material energy, but our attempts cannot be successful unless we are favored by the Supreme Lord. So, we may thus struggle to counteract impediments offered by material nature. So this is a very important purport because Prabhupada is giving nice arguments to dharma, artha, kama, moksha is only by mercy of Supreme Lord, like that. Yat pada seva bhiruchis tapasvina asesha janmopachitam malam diyah satyah khinoti avaham etati sati यथा पदांगुष्ठविनिर्श्रितासीत् sarit. By inclination to the service of by inclination to serve the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead, suffering humanity can immediately cleanse the dirt which has accumulated in their minds during innumerable births, like the Ganges water which emanates from the lotus of the lotus feet of Lord. Such a person immediately cleans the mind, and that spiritual or Krishna consciousness gradually increases. So, like then Prabhupada is telling the glories of Ganges water. And here one important thing Prabhupada is telling is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore stated that the spiritual master who plays the part of Krishna conscious representative has to consume all the sinful reactions of his disciples. Sometimes a spiritual master must take the risk of being overwhelmed by the sinful reactions of the disciples and undergo a sort of tribulations due to their acceptance. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore advised that one not accept many disciples. So here Prabhupada is telling Krishna takes away all the sinful reactions of person immediately upon his surrender unto him. So Lord says you surrender. Sarvadharman partita mamekam sharanam aham tvan sarvapapam. He takes away all sinful reactions of a person immediately upon his surrender. Similarly, the external manifestation of Krishna, the representative of Krishna who acts as a mercy of Supreme Lord, the spiritual master takes all the resultant actions of the sinful life of the disciple immediately after disciple's initiation. Thus, if the disciple follows the instruction of spiritual master, he remains purified and is not contaminated by metal. So, the spiritual master takes the reactions, takes bad karma. So, he has effect. Prabhupada is very clearly telling. So, विनिर्दुताशेषमनोमलं पुमान् असङ्गविज्ञानविशेषवीर्यवान् यदङ्घ्रिमूले कृतकेतनः पुनर्न संसृतिं क्लेशवः विहां प्रपद्येत्. When a devotee takes shelter at the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, he is completely cleansed of all misunderstanding of mental speculation and he manifests renunciation. This is possible only when one is strengthened by practicing Bhakti Yoga. Once having taken shelter at the root of the lotus feet of the Lord, a devotee never comes back to this material existence, which is full of threefold miseries. So when a devotee takes shelter, is cleansed of misunderstanding or mental speculation. So both the things are very we are having both the problems. We are having misunderstanding of the Lord and he manifests renunciation. Jnana Vairagyukta. So when proper knowledge comes, ignorance will go away. And that is the cause of our bondage. So we have three levels of existence. Karana Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira. This Karana Sharira is because of ignorance, which makes us identify with the three modes and this Ahankara, three modes. We think we are part of this material creation and all. And then there is Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body, which is Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, Chitta. And then comes the gross body, which is made of Pancha Mahabhuta. So the ignorance is at that level so deep. So it's so, no, that is why we need shelter of Supreme Lord. We cannot clean only on ourselves. Even with the body also to clean, it becomes so difficult every day. 2 times taking bath, 3 times sometime to clean the body. And then what to speak of mind, which is more subtle, so difficult. So this is possible only when one is strengthened by practicing Bhakti Yoga. Once having taken shelter at the root of lotus feet of the Lord, a devotee never comes back to this material existence, which is full of threefold miseries. So, yad angri mule krita ketana punar. So, taking shelter of Lord. As stated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Siksashtakam, by chanting the holy name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, or by the process of hearing and chanting the glories of Lord, one's mind is gradually cleansed of all debt. Due to our material associations in time immemorial, we have accumulated heaps of dirt. We have heaps of dirty things in our mind. The total effect of this takes place when a living entity identifies himself with this body and is thus entrapped by the stringent laws of matter nature and put into the cycle of repeated birth and death under the false impression of bodily identification. When one is strengthened by practicing Bhakti Yoga, his mind is cleansed of this misunderstanding and is no longer interested in material existence or in sense gratification. So when we are chanting, automatically the dirt is getting cleansed due to our materialistic associations since time immemorial. We have accumulated heaps of dirt which are gradually cleansed. Bhakti or devotional service is characterized by vairagya and jnana. Jnana refers to the misunderstanding that one is not his body, and vairagya means disinterest in sense gratification. So identity. So once identity changes, then our desires also changes. These are the two primary principles of separation from material bondage. Can be realized by the strength of bhakti yoga. Thus, uh, when a devotee is fixed in loving service of Lord, he will never come back to this material existence. In this verse, the word Vijnana is specifically important. Jnana, the knowledge of spiritual identity that one attains when he does not consider himself to be body, is explained in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta. The Bhag- explained in Bhagavad Gita as Brahma Bhuta, but he gave Bhagavatam. The revival of spiritual realization in the conditioned state of material existence, one cannot be spiritually realized because he identifies himself materially. The understanding of the distinction between material existence and spiritual existence is called jnana. So what is jnana? To understand distinction between matter and spirit is jnana. That's all. After coming to the platform of jnana or Brahma Buddha stage, one ultimately comes to devotional service in which he completely understands his own position and the position of Supreme Lord. So this understanding explained uh, here as Vijnana Vishesha. The Lord says therefore that knowledge of himself is Vijnana, science. In other words, when one is strengthened by scientific knowledge Supreme Lord, his position of liberation is guaranteed. So Prabhupada is writing so big purports here. He has so much to share. So तमेव यूयं भजतात्मवृत्तिभिर्मनोवचः कायगुणैः सकर्मभिः मायैकामदुगाग्निपङ्कजं यताधिकारा वसितार्थसिद्धयः. Prithu Maharaj advised his citizens, engage your mind, your words, your bodies, and results of your occupational duties, and being always open-minded, you should all render devotional service to the Lord according to your abilities and the occupation in which you are situated. You should engage your service at the lotus feet of Supreme Lord with full confidence and without reservation. Then you will surely be successful in achieving final objective in your lives. So this is the point what Prithu Maharaj is making. He's telling that this is for all of us also. What we should do? Engage body, words, and mind and the results of your occupational duties, and being open-minded, render devotional service. And another thing important is according to your abilities and the occupation in which you are situated, you should engage in the service of Lord with full confidence and without reservation. Then we will be surely successful. That means need not have something very special. Whatever abilities we have, that is sufficient to attain Supreme Lord. So we can write this. Whatever abilities we have, engage. Engage in service of Supreme Lord. As stated in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sakarma anatam abhyarcha, one has to worship Supreme Personality of Godhead by one's occupational duties. That's all. Just whatever you have, worship the Supreme Lord. Don't try to become somebody else. This is the problem with modern society. Don't try to become somebody else. So that's what Prabhupada is telling by quoting this. The phase explained the four caste Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya are created by Supreme Lord according to modes. A person situated in goodness are certainly more intelligent, therefore can practice Brahmanical activities, and he can have sense control, truthfulness, samadama, tapassaucham, all these things. And if in this way, but in this way, if he engages himself in the loving service of Lord as an actual Brahmana, his aim to achieve the final interest of life is attained. Similarly, Kshatriya, similarly, Vaishya. So everybody, same thing. They have to similarly Shudras also. So Prabhupada is uh, giving the what is the activity they are going to do and engage in Krishna service. So Kshatriya is not trying to become a Brahmana, or a Vaishya is not trying to become a Kshatriya. They are just whatever they are trying to execute and trying to please the Lord. Don't try to become somebody else. So this is also one more important point, purpose. In executing the prescribed duties of life, no one is higher or lower. There are such divisions of higher and lower, but since there is actually a common interest to satisfy Supreme Lord, there is no distinction between them. This is what Prabhupada explained. Now the question may be raised that since the Lord is supposed to be worshipped by great demigods like Brahma, Lord Shiva and others, how can an ordinary human being on this planet serve him? And Prabhupada is telling this is clearly explained by Puttu Maharaj by using the word yatadikara, according to one's ability. That means if one sincerely execute the occupational duty, that will be sufficient. That's all. One need not become like Brahma or Shiva. Don't try to become somebody else. Even a Shudra who is in the lowest stage of life, according to material qualities, can achieve the same success. So this is the point. Even a Shudra, anyone can become successful in devotional service provided he displays no duplicity. So what is the criteria? This is you can. So so the criteria is just sorry, some problem. Yeah. So here very important point Prabhupada is trying to explain. He's telling that we just have to do what is proper for us. No need to make become somebody else. Don't try to imitate or become. No need to become one. No, does not need to become like somebody else whose capabilities are far above ours. Even a Shudra who is in the lowest stage of life according to material qualities can achieve the same success. Anyone can become successful in devotional service provided he displays this is no duplicity. This is the quality. So Prabhupada is telling it is explained here that one must be very frank and open minded. So this is the second quality. So no duplicity of the same only. To be situated in lower stage of life, it is not a disqualification for success in devotional service. The only qualification, see here attentively, the only qualification is that whether one is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, he must be open, frank and free from reservations. Then by performing this particular occupational duty under the guidance of proper spiritual master, one can achieve the highest success in life. So don't try to become somebody. Do what you can do best and do it for Krishna. That's all. If one engages himself seriously in devotional service, working with body, mind, and intelligence, is sure to be successful in going back home, back to God. Such a nice practical. Prabhupada is very practical. Actually, bhakti is very simple, but our conditions are very strong. That is the problem. People say why the process is difficult. Process is very simple. Whatever you have, do it for Krishna. Just chant, do kirtan, take prasadam, and whatever best you are at, you do it for Krishna. That's all. And you can go back from back to God. Problem is our anarthas are very complicated. That is the reason we are not able to become successful. So process is simple, our anarthas are difficult. So process is simple. What is that? Chant, hear, take prasadam, and whatever we are good at, do that service. So can you imagine how much easier something can be? No need to go to Himalayas, do for meditation. No need to cultivate so much jnana. No need to perform big sacrifices and all. Just whatever you are good at, do it for Krishna. Chant, hear, read, and take prasada. What is the difficulty? Difficulty is our anarthas. The process is simple, but our anarthas are very tough. That is why we are struggling. Anarthas are tough. So Krishna, you can imagine there can be nothing more easier than this. Like you can just chant and dance, and you are considered doing the highest welfare activity for oneself and others also. Especially in Kali Yuga, people are so much interested in singing and dancing. Enjoyment for people means what? There should be music and there should be dance. That is considered the happiness of people in Kali Yuga. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, okay, fine with me. If you consider that as the happiness, then I'll make the process of self-realization only like that. You want hearing and dancing, singing and dancing as your pleasure. Actually, okay, you enjoy that and you go back, come back to God. Can you imagine how much merciful somebody can be to give such process? But still, it is so difficult for us. That's why Prabhupada is telling what is the difficulty. आस्वाइहानेक गुणो गुणो ध्रुव पृथग्विद द्रव्य गुण किरोक्तिभिः सम्पद्यते अर्थाशयलिङ्गनामभिर्विशुद्धविज्ञानगहन Swarupatah. The Supreme Lord is transcendental, is not contaminated by this material world, but although he is he is contracted, sorry, he is concentrated spirit soul without materiality for the benefit of conditioned souls. He nevertheless accepts different types of sacrifice performed by various material elements, rituals, and mantras, and offered to the demigods under different names according to the interest and purpose of the performers. So here another point is, okay, somebody may argue, okay, I will do service. How will Lord take it? He is spiritual, I am material. No, 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 no. Don't worry about it. He is although the concentrated spirit soul without material verity. For the benefit of the conditioned souls, he accepts. So you can still give him. We am doubtful that whether he will take it or not. Don't be in a worry. He will definitely take it. Anything you are doing, rituals, chanting mantras, and anything offered to demigods and all, he is going to take it. For material prosperity, there are recommendations in the Vedas for various type of yajna. Bhagavad Gita 3.10. Sahayajna praja sishtva purvopaj prajapati. So he's telling that to fulfill desires, different yajnas are there. Basically, advise them to perform yajna according to their material desires. These performers are called yajnas because their ultimate goal is to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Yajanas. The purpose of performing yajnas is to get material benefit, but because the aim is to simultaneously satisfy Supreme Lord, such yajnas have been recommended in the Vedas. Such performances are, of course, known as karmakanda or material activity, and all the material activities certainly contaminated with three modes. So all these activities are there in the three modes only, but not a problem. We are in three modes. By doing that activity in three modes, we can come out of it also if it is directed towards the Lord. That's what Prabhupada is telling. Generally, the karmakanda ritual ceremonies are performed in mode of passion. At the conditioned souls, both humans, beings, and demigods are obliged to perform yajna because without them, one cannot be happy at all. This is a nice point. So there should be a cooperation between demigods and the living entities. We should be grateful to them. Say government is giving something, we should pay the tax to government, right? Such a simple law. If you don't pay the tax, then how the government can do any welfare activity for citizens? They collect tax, then only government will have some money to do something, right? Without collecting of tax, how government will have money to do anything? Similarly, demigods also we need to pay back in terms of yajna. It is tax for them. Of course, they have their power to do, but still, if you're not doing, we'll be punished. Vishwanath Chakravarti comments that these karmakanda ritual ceremonies, although contaminated, contains touch of devotional service because whenever there is performance of any yajna, Lord Vishnu is given a central position. So yajna, the procedure is yajno vai Vishnu. So Vishnu should be the center. This is very important because even a little endeavor to please Vishnu is bhakti and is of a great value. A tinge of bhakti purifies material nature of the performance, which by devotional service gradually can be transcend to the transcendental version. So, because every sacrifice will have name of Lord, in that way person is purified. Therefore, although such yajnas are superficially material activity, the results are transcendentals. Such yajnas are Surya yajna, Indra yajna, Chandra yajna, performed in the name of demigods, but these demigods are bodily parts of Lord. So demigods cannot accept sacrificial offerings for themselves. They can accept them for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is a very nice point also. Very important point. What it is told that they are teaching us Say now I may not know something very high, but I can know something immediate. So I can know that rain is coming, I know sun is there, moon is there. Okay, I am taking anyway from them, I will do something for them. Sun, moon, Indra and all. But ultimately they also cannot take it because for them it comes from Supreme Lord, so they give it. In that way we benefit only. So Prabhupada said, just as a department tax collector of a government cannot collect tax for his personal account, but can realize them for the government, release them from it. So any yajna performed with this complete knowledge and understanding is described in Bhagavad Gita as Brahmarpanam. So yajna sishtamrita bhujo yanti brahma sanatanam. So if we want to get the result of any yajna, we should know the purpose behind the yajna very clearly. Then only we get the result. This is a very important point Krishna mentions in that shloka. We should know why I am doing it. And that is very important because being conscious is actually being yajna also. Any activity if you are doing in a day, like you are doing some activity and you are very conscious about it, you will not get reaction for it. Only unconsciously done activity will have reaction. That becomes karma. So when we say devotees don't have karma, this is also another important point. Anything unconsciously performed returns to us as karma. So here Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmagno, Brahmano Hutam, Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhinaha. So any person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness sure to attain spiritual knowledge because of his full contribution to spiritual activity, in which the consumption is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. So here we'll write this point. Anything unconsciously done will form karma. Anything unconsciously done results into karma. If you are conscious, no karma. It actually becomes our destiny. Unconsciously done becomes destiny. They return as destiny. Consciously done, no karma. That's why when you say devotee, no karma, because they are consciously doing an activity. What happens is they are not on an emotional state. They are at a mental buddhi level state. So if you are emotional, then there is karma. If you are not emotional, say for example, a person is watching movie. If he is emotionally involved with the characters in the movie and something happens to the characters in the movie, he starts feeling affected by it. He starts crying, he starts laughing, he starts rejoicing, and all these things. When it is happening, when he is unconscious about the surroundings, he is absorbed in the movie. That's why they are when people go to theaters, everything is around is kept dark, so that a person can completely identify with the characters or whatever in the movie and start experiencing that emotions. And that actually forms as the karma because we are not conscious of what is happening. But if we are conscious, a movie is happening and we are conscious about what is in the movie and about the surroundings and everything, then we say, oh, it's just action. Why I should take it so seriously? We don't take it seriously. But when we are not, then we start affected by it. That is the point here. Hope you are understanding. Where Krishna conscious no karma means only when we are conscious only, that's why no karma. Otherwise there is karma also. That means we get reaction for it. Any action, that's here also same thing. The result of sacrifice, if it is properly done, then uh, it is Brahmarpanam. So here Prabhupada is telling any yajna performed with complete knowledge. Please try to understand. When we are chanting, that is also Sankirtan yajna. When it's performed with complete knowledge and the understanding is described in Bhagavad Gita as Brahmarpana, or sacrifice offered to Supreme Lord. Only when this is also clearly understood. Only with complete knowledge. So people may complain, Roji, so long we are practicing Krishna consciousness, nothing is happening. You are performing that yajna. If you are doing with complete understanding, then it is going to give result. Otherwise, no. We have to, that's why, study the scriptures. We need to come to Shastra Shraddha. Then only result can be seen. Since no one but the Supreme Lord can enjoy the results of sacrifice, Lord says he is actually the Bhoktara Migyatapasam. The performance of sacrifice must always keep in view that the sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas are not meant to are meant to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Vishnur Aradhyate Pumsa. Anything material or spiritual does for the satisfaction of Supreme Lord is understood to be actual yajna. So conscious about what? Anything material also, you see, or spiritual, done for the satisfaction of Supreme Lord is understood to be actual yajna. By performing such yajna, one gets liberated from material bondage. The direct method of getting liberation from material bondage is devotional. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. The ninefold process of bhakti. The Supreme Lord is deep spiritual knowledge, is concentrated to the supreme point. For example, medical science knows some things superficially, but doctor do not know exactly how things happen in the body. Lord Krishna, however, knows everything in detail. Therefore, his knowledge is Vijnana Ghana, because it does not have any defects of material science. My God, so much Prabhupada is trying to explain and tell. This will take this much point. Vishuddha Vijnana Gana, concentrated transcendental knowledge. Therefore, even though he accepts karma kandi materialistic jnana, he always remains in transcendental qualities, is not affected by it. So the different kinds of material paraphernalia or physical elements are also gradually transformed and become ultimately there is no difference between material and spiritual qualities. For everything emanates from the Supreme Spirit. This is realized by gradual process. Okay, any questions, comments? Yes, Shiv Kumar.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thanks, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, on the karma, Prabhu, so it seems there are two things that are mentioned. The Lord takes away the karmic reaction, and there is also mentioning of the Guru. So, how should we understand, Prabhu? It seems redundant there in terms of who takes away the karmic reaction.
Ultimately, it is Lord only who takes. We are surrendering to Krishna means we are surrendering to Krishna through Guru only, na? And also there is direct surrender to Krishna also. Like say now when we are chanting, we are surrendering to Krishna. When we are performing any activity, we pray to Krishna and we say, "Oh Krishna, please help me." So that is the time Krishna directly acts. And we also take shelter of Guru because we need proper intelligence to surrender to Krishna. We need guidance to surrender to Krishna. So that is that time we need shelter of Guru also. So both peoples we need to surrender. We need to surrender to Guru who will train us to surrender to Krishna. So when we are surrendering to Guru and trying to follow his instructions, that is the time he takes all the reactions from us. And then we surrender to Guru. Krishna means he is removing all prarabdha, aprarabdha, everything. When it comes to Guru, he present activities what I am doing, kriyamana karma. That Guru is taking care. He is telling do this, do this, do this. He has to give proper guidance. then he will help us not to accumulate more bad karma presently. But when it comes to prarabdha, aprarabdha and all, that all Krishna takes care. Big things. Guru is responsible for our present actions. He is trying to help us overcome the immediate karma, and which he will make us consciously perform for Krishna so that we don't get any reaction for it.
Okay, Prabhu. Because in the purport, Prabhu, I'm sorry. Go.
Like your children are there, like parents are there. Now, parents are responsible for children's action. If children are doing wrong, neighbors will say your children are doing wrong. So now parents are getting that responsibility for children's activities. So similarly, Guru also get. If you do anything wrong, they say, "Arey, ISKCON, Prabhupada is." So ultimately, it is going to Guru only. Our actions, immediate actions. So like that, Guru is also responsible for our training and making sure that we are doing it properly. So in that way, he gets reaction. But when it comes to prarabdha, aprarabdha, that is because of our practice of bhakti. Ultimately, all these, karmani nirdahati kintuja bhakti bhajam. Here, all the prarabdha, aprarabdha karmas are all burnt like that.
Okay. So, Prabhu, in the purport, wherever it sounds like the Guru has to suffer for the sinful actions of the disciple, it only means the present actions, not really the past actions.
Present actions, yes.
Okay.
Because he takes the reactions, but he also makes sure that he can handle that type of disciples also. Not everybody. Like if Nityanand Prabhu can deliver Jagai and Madai, Prabhupada can deliver hippies in West. But not everybody can take such type of disciples. It will not easy for them to handle. So if they are not able to handle them, then they're going to get reaction. So that's why spiritual master, why they give 3 years you practice of chanting Hare Krishna and chant 16 rounds for 3 years. So sufficiently they are purified to some level. There is some commitment. So that whole life they know that this person is going to continue for whole life this commitment. So that's why they give that criteria. Some gurus take little more time also. So the main reason is they want to see that this person is committed whole life and is following the teachings. And then they accept the disciples. Otherwise, they are responsible for their immediate action.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. This is beautiful perspective. I have never heard of this perspective earlier. This is a very profound and beautiful perspective, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, one more question, Prabhu, on one of the other sloka where one need not change his position, need not become someone else, where instead he can just continue he is and still be devoted in terms of the activities that he performs and offering the results to the Supreme Lord, and thereby he can also progress spiritually. I just have one question, Prabhu, there. If someone is, say, having a Kshatriya qualities or a Vaishya qualities, I always have this doubt, is that conducive for devotion, Prabhu, pure devotion?
Yeah, that is not a problem only because you cannot change your nature. Arjuna could not change his nature. Na? He is as a Kshatriya, he continued as a Kshatriya. And he remained a Kshatriya till end of his life. So
that's where I have this doubt. Yes, sorry.
So it is not what we have. It is actually the state of heart. So you are giving your heart, like you can love your mother, being a Kshatriya also, being a Vaishya also, being a Shudra also, because heart is something different, no. So here Krishna wants our heart, Mat-chitta. So think about me. So you give your heart to Krishna, whatever you are, you may be even a prostitute can also come back to God. Because Krishna don't need your external, he needs our heart.
Okay. So that's where I have this doubt, Prabhu. Somewhere I read, I don't recollect which verse is that, or the purpose. The Brahmanical culture is to be situated in Sattvic. Kshatriya are more predominantly situated in Rajasic. And Vaishya is a mix of Rajasic and Tamasic, and Sudra is predominantly Tamasic. Now, when we say devotion offering results and things like that, Prabhu, the modes in which these individuals are situated in, wouldn't that affect their devotion, the state of the mind or heart itself that you are talking about?
No, a person can be a weaver and he's weaving all the clothes for Krishna and singing the songs for Krishna all the time, and he's stitching some clothes to Krishna and offering him. Good enough for him. He is a Shudra, but does not matter. He can also perfect his life. So it is not what profession you are doing. You can be a simple person, and whatever you are doing, Krishna is okay. Like, no, we have many stories, cobbler and Nardumuni story, or even Kolavech Sridhar, he's just selling some banana plantains, and then that's all. So they may not be doing something very big, but whatever they are, and Gajendra is Prahlad is praying Vipradishat Gunayuta Aravinda Nava Pada Aravinda Swapacham Varishtam. He's telling Swapacham is Varishtam. He's a dog eating, born in a dog eating family. He is better than a Brahmana with all this Vishat Gunayuta, with all the qualities of a Brahmana. He is not a devotee, but a person born in this family, he is better because he is giving his heart to Krishna. He can deliver himself and his family also.
Okay. So, Prabhu, still, I'm sorry, Prabhu, I'm not still getting it clear. So, if I am I'm taking my case, predominantly there is this Rajasic Swabhava inside, and hence there is attachment to results, attachment to the fruits of my activities. Now, when we say I can be as what I am, how can I still be detached from the mindset of fruitive activities, Prabhu, that I will be able to kind of offer the results to Krishna?
Oh, we don't offer results to Krishna, bro. We do only for Krishna. So that is the difference. We are not doing Nishkam Karma Yoga. We are doing Bhakti Yoga. We don't change. We are what we have to change is we have to change our ego. Say now you work for a company. You don't offer any results to company. You are working for the company. Whatever you do, it is for the company only, right? You are given a position. You are a manager of a company. So you are a manager in the company. Whatever you do, it is for the company only, because you already got that ahankara. The designation is given to you. So similarly, I give a designation that you are servant of Krishna. So when you already got a servant of Krishna designation from your guru, whatever you do for Krishna only, na? So where is the question of offering separately to Krishna? So that is where we have to cultivate that ego, that I am servant of Krishna. I do only everything for Krishna only.
Yes, so, but that's where I have
then
this
the
question.
Then the fruitive mentality is, because the identity is not clear. Still, I am doing myself, things for myself. There is selfishness. So slowly, when we are hearing and trying to get that ego right. So when we are chanting in the morning, what we are saying? Krishna, please engage me in your service. Krishna, please engage me in your service. So I am trying to tell to Krishna that I want to be devotee. So I want to serve. Please engage me in a service. So we are setting our ego right every day morning. That's why it is very difficult in chanting. Why mind does not accept it? It is hitting our ego very badly. So this is the way. We are trying to get our ego right. We are trying to make ourselves understand I am servant. So slowly, that mentality will go away. That fruitive mentality, which is because of passion, which goes away, and we identify. So even though after that also we may have the mentality, but it will be for Krishna. We are having that passion. Like Arjuna is also interested in result, but he is interested in result for Krishna now.
Okay.
So we may not be able to change. Like Bhima is very passionate, but not a problem, because he is a devotee of Krishna. He is interested in Krishna. He is an acharya.
Okay. Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very helpful. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, thank you all very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.